Unilever might have been lacking direction over the last few years, but a recent strategic transformation decision now has the European CPG conglomerate positioned squarely inside of my wheelhouse. According to comments during the latest Unilever earnings call, the CEO, Alan Jope, stated after months of kind of careful consideration, we have concluded that accelerating the shift of Unilever's portfolio into consumer health and well being would position the company for faster growth in the coming decades. I agree with that assessment kind of wholeheartedly, but why publicly show your hand to the competition? Everyone knows
Real G's moving silence like lasagna.
the problem was something happened in late 2021. That's when Unilever reportedly made an offer to buy the consumer healthcare division of GlaxoSmithKline that was created as a joint venture with Pfizer. The offer was rumored to be around 50 billion pounds or the equivalency of $68 billion, a staggering mergers and acquisitions transaction, but it fell short of that desired amount. GSK and Pfizer actually wanted 60 billion pounds or about $81.5 billion for the consumer healthcare brand portfolio that includes loved and trusted brands like Sensodyne, Advil, Theraflu, and Centrum. With that failed mergers and acquisitions move showing the strategic intentions at Unilever, it became necessary to publicly assure shareholders that this is still the direction of portfolio evolution. Unilever leadership, though, clarified that they would not be proposing transformational acquisitions for the foreseeable future. They're basically off the agenda. Instead, Unilever intends to focus on improving value creation in the following ways. Firstly, around accelerating organic growth by investing in the biggest and best brands. Unilever will step up the benchmark quality of those products and continuing to strengthen its innovation. They will continue to build stronger positions in the growth markets of the future, and e-commerce will remain an overarching priority. Easy enough to understand, right? Next, they'll be restructuring the organization model to something more simple, more focused, and provides greater accountability. The company will move away from its current matrix structure and will now be organized around five distinct business groups: beauty and well being, personal care, home care, nutrition, and ice cream. While maybe simpler for CPG industry generalists, it does create a bit of a messy picture for me because beauty and well being, that includes vitamins, minerals, and supplements, but the nutrition section includes what's going to be known as functional nutrition. My hope is that over the kind of coming quarters, they will better define these business groups by kind of alerting shareholders where certain brands fit. As an example, current investor presentations kind of lump newly acquired brands like Liquid IV and OLLY and SmartyPants Vitamins under functional nutrition when these are in fact vitamins, mineral, and supplements brands. Details, 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 but the purpose of this content really surrounds the final value creation strategy that Unilever is going to deploy. They might not be kind of big game hunting in terms of like transformational mergers and acquisitions transactions, but they will continue to reshape the portfolio through bolt on acquisitions. They've built substantial, fast growing new businesses in functional nutrition, or what they kind of consider functional nutrition now. And this will continue to be the direction of travel for the portfolio. Since 2017, Unilever has spent about 7 billion euros, or about 43% of all of its kind of mergers and acquisitions activity, on acquisitions inside of the functional nutrition classification. The collection of vitamins, minerals, and supplements and health food drink brands inside Unilever contributed to a 22% underlying sales growth year over year in 2021. But before I talk about the possible brands that Unilever could be targeting for those bolt on acquisitions, it's important if we kind of talk about the current portfolio. The first brand, Equilibra, was acquired in October of 2018. This is an Italian personal care and well being brand that does sell vitamins, mineral, and supplements products. OLLY Nutrition was acquired in May of 2019. This is a premium vitamins, minerals, and supplements brand that started with mostly gummies, but has now more recently broadened out to powders and capsules. Horlicks and Boost, those were kind of acquired in July of 2020. This is mostly the Asian business rights of these iconic health drink brands. They didn't acquire the entire brands. Liquid IV that was acquired in October of 2020. This is an upstart company that really kind of carved out the growing powdered hydration product movement that we see today. SmartyPants Vitamins that was acquired in December of 2020. This is a vitamins, mineral, and supplements brand that, again, kind of started as a gummy vitamin company, mostly around kids, but has broadened into other formats and customer cohorts. And then ONNIT is kind of the newest one that was acquired in May of 2021. This is a wellness and lifestyle brand that is likely the closest to performance nutrition in terms of what the Unilever portfolio holds. With that current portfolio in mind, what could be a handful of bolt-on mergers and acquisitions moves in the functional nutrition category that could make sense for Unilever? The first brand would be COS. Here's kind of why I like this brand for Unilever. COS is building a extremely strong brand right now that's touching on many of the most important product trends within functional nutrition in a very thoughtful way. I think you throw the resources and distribution power of Unilever at COS, and this easily ramps up to a several $100 million brand annually. The second one would be Mary Ruth Organics. Here's kind of why I like it for Unilever. Mary Ruth Organics is a family owned business outside of its kind of recent private equity investment that I got from Butterfly Equity. And I think Unilever has a history of allowing mergers and acquisitions moves with kind of personality. As an example, kind of Ben and Jerry's to kind of continue having their own voice, but still make them foundationally stronger with a bigger platform. The third brand would be Human N. Here's why I kind of like this for Unilever. Human is a very well run business that has become the category leader in natural nitrate products centered around beets, with the business being created by a previous C suite executive at Dell kind of during those early days. This just feels like the type of science focused vitamins, minerals, and supplements brand that would eventually be in the hands of a CPG conglomerate like Unilever. The fourth brand would be Mudwater, and there's kind of why I like it with Unilever. Brands that focus on attaching themselves to rituals have been a great defense in today's rising customer acquisition cost environment. I think the brand would have a lot of synergies to the ONNIT brand. And then the final one that I want to talk about is Huel, and kind of why I like Huel with Unilever is that they are at a liquidity event crossroads that either will see them entering the UK IPO market or getting acquired by a large strategic. I think meal replacement powders are a great category for Unilever to get more exposure to. And I just want to end on some final thoughts. Regardless of if Unilever ultimately picks any of these functional nutrition names from my mergers and acquisitions list or goes with some others, it's not a matter of if, but when they will make additional market consolidation moves. Unilever is focused on the category, has the mergers and acquisitions appetite, and unlimited resources to pull any deal off imaginable, which was really apparent after they attempted to throw close to $70 billion at GSK and Pfizer. I guess all we can kind of do now is sit back and enjoy how the market activity unfolds from here. I hope you enjoyed this YouTube video. If you did, consider hitting that like button to support me. Also, help me get to my short-term goal of 2,000 subscribers by hitting the subscribe button. I'd love to see you join me on this journey, but we need to fix the fact that slightly less than 70% of you watching this right now are not subscribed to my channel, and that makes me extremely sad. But just want to thank you again for tuning in, and I'll see you on the next one.